Day 6. Responsibility. Before we talk of responsibility, we'd like to discuss the notion of faith. We often associate having faith as generally being the same thing as believing wholeheartedly in a particular religion. While it's true that one may certainly choose to hold faith in religion, one could choose to have faith in a truly endless variety of topics. Just about anyone or anything that we could possibly think of is a potential subject to be graced by one's faith. While faith in others is perfectly acceptable, we implore all to harbor faith within themselves first before they hand it over elsewhere. Let it be known that we believe and harbor the greatest amounts of faith in the idea that within the confines of our minds is the answer to everything that could ever be known. As such, there is no need to look to external sources for answers to our personal questions or problems. In a sense, we have known the answer to every question we could ever ask ourselves long before we even became capable of formulating that said question. While one may find it hard to have faith in such a radical concept to begin with, that is no problem. It is enough to simply have faith in something that one feels is worth chasing with all the might, light, and heat of 1,000 suns. If one has no faith in much of anything, then finding that faith is a good place to start. Something to keep in mind through this process of finding what we stand for is that just as a child must learn to walk before they can sprint, it is important that we learn to believe in our own abilities to succeed and in our own unique capacity to create something of value before attempting to do so in earnest, lest we doom our projects to failure and hardships. In all honesty, it is truly amazing how quickly what is able to be created and then physically made to exist. It is most certainly too bad, then, that attached to all this progress has been the cost of our planet's health and the health of the human psyche. Currently, the collective practices and mindsets of humanity are leading us to the ever closer reality of total self annihilation and eventual mass extinction of all life and creatures on Earth. Herein lies a large part of what we call our responsibility. As easy as it would be for us to allow our personal dreams and selfish desires to completely dictate the things we decide to create and attempt to manifest, it would be a simply appalling display of irresponsibility to do so knowing that the current state of the world is not great. We are not implying that one must live in a constant state of depression and worry for our fellow planet and humanity. We are simply making a call to action for each of us to do our part, however big or small that part may appear to be. Eventually, if we turn the tides fast enough, all can and will be significantly improved sooner than later. Good thing, too, because it would appear that our time is beginning to run itself down to its final moments of opportunity for change. While it is likely not possible for any single one of us to save the world, we can certainly save it together. With that in mind, let's all do our best to spread harmony and an appreciation for the thing that we call nature and our environment in the midst of telling our own epic stories. As long as we live long enough to do so, I am certain that our stories will be tales to be told for a plethora of generations and a surplus of decades to come. Within the success of obtaining harmony and balance with our planet, we will secure a future for our children and immortalize ourselves in the pages of history as a result of doing so. Augustala.